Okay, you will have typed this code into Python already. It's a simple code in which the computer randomly picks a number and you have a fixed number of attempts at trying to guess what that number is. What I want to do now is to run through the lines of code and try and explain briefly what each line does for us. If we look at the first line's a comment code. We've used these plenty of times so far. They simply explain what the program is about to do. The second line's a new one, import random. Random is a module built into Python. Python has a number of these, and we'll meet more of these and talk about them later. This particular module is to allow it to do random things. We'll see what that does in a few moments. The next line down, guesses taken equals 0. This is simply a variable which we've called guesses taken, and then we've assigned it a value of 0 because at the start of the game we haven't taken any guesses yet, so we're at 0. We'll see this increasing as the game progresses. The next two lines you should be very familiar with. The print function, and this simply prints a statement on the screen, hello, what is your name? And asks the user for an input, which it then assigns to the variable my name. The next line down again is another variable, number. This is a number the computer is thinking of, and we're going to assign that the value using our random module. The random module has a function built into it called randint. This is a function that allows the computer to randomly select an integer, and the final two numbers are the criteria. So randomly integer, select an integer between 1 and 20 and store it in the variable number. After this we've met this function again, print, and here we concatenate a statement. It says, well, concatenated with the variable my name, I am thinking of a number between 1 and 20. That's displayed on the screen. This next block of code, and we can tell it's a block of code because it's been indented down the side, and this block of code is a loop, and this loop that's going to go round and round while you try and guess what the number is. What happens here is that while the variable guesses taken is less than 6, the computer will print on the screen take a guess. It sets up a variable called guess, and which asks you for an input. This is where you will put in the number you're thinking of. What the second line here does, and this is quite an important line, this one, when you input your key press, number 5, number 6, whatever you want to guess, it's a string. We cannot compare strings and numbers. The computer's picked a number and you're selecting a piece of string. What we have to do is change your string to an integer so that we can compare like with like. And what this does is it says that the variable guess now has to equal itself but as an integer. In some computer terms it's called casting. The next line down simply increases our variable guesses taken by 1. After you've had one guess, you've input a number, it will count up to 1, and then it will go round and round until it hits 6, and then it will break out. The next part of the code here compares your choice with what the computer has picked. It says that if the guess you've made is less than the number the computer's chosen, it will print your guess is too low, and then it will go back up to the top and ask you to take a guess again. If your number is greater than the number the computer's chosen, it will tell you that your guess is too high, and once again it will come back to the top of the loop and go round again. However, if your guess is exactly the same as the number the computer's chosen, that's the 2 equals sign. That means a comparison. That's comparing your guess with the number. It will break out of the loop, hence the break command. It will break out of the loop, leave this block of code, and carry on down to this next line down here, where it says that if your guess is the same as the number the computer thought of, it will take the guesses taken which at the moment is an integer, and it's going to then assign it, converting it to a string, the same number. It needs to be a string because now it needs to put that number back onto your screen. Then it will print a code that says well done, concatenates it with the variable my name. You got it right, it took you however many guesses it took you. If, however, after 6 goes, you have not still got the right number, it needs to convert your number to a string. Then it will print, nope, you got it wrong, my number was, and converts and concatenates that number with the piece of text. What I'd like you to do now is to save this code and put in the comment codes throughout it explaining what each line does.